the Toronto Raptors taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Alongside Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce joins us from the sidelines. Quickly outside, and here's Ingram out. Side, on target from range. Well, Grant, I hope you're as fired up for this one as I am. Some of the league's most exciting talent on the floor.
Oh, my, man. I am most definitely up for this one. With the athleticism on both sides, there's going to be no shortage of highlights.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a dunk, B.A.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. Now here's Edwards. Randall can't hit. Here's Toronto with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Oh, he packs it down!
That is incredible.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Big effort, big reward for Barrett. Just what a jam.
Now here's Conley. Edwards for three. Sinks the tray.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
And the layup falls. Edwards has got 5.
Well, look, it's tough to keep Edwards out of the lane and tough to stop him once he's in there.
Good.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Just a smart offensive player. Conley is aware of when he should look to rise and fire. Woo, I love it.
Back to Barrett. Quickly outside. 5 to shoot. From deep. Barrett can't hit. It's McDaniels on the wing. And they pick up 2.
A nice dish by Gobert. With his height, he can see over the whole defense.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch, and he had nothing but praise for Scotty Barnes on the other side. He said Barnes poses so many problems because of his versatility. He can play multiple positions, he's unselfish, he's got great speed for his size. He had a lot of good things to say. Clearly Barnes has a big fan here.
Okay, thanks, Allie. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And Minnesota making a change here. And so Conley will bring it up for Minnesota, trailing by 4. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Now here's Ingram. The 3 from Barnes. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. There's 1:47 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Edwards. Gobert inside. Tries again. Oh, rejected by Poeltl. Here's Barrett. He goes up again. It's rebounded by Minnesota. And here's Edwards. 5 points in the game. There's 1:12 left to play in the first. Puts the move on. Gobert, no good. Toronto leading by 4. To the middle. They swipe it. In transition, here they come. Edwards looking it over. Shot clock at 5. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Edwards has got 7 points in the game. Quickly outside. Picked by Pirtle. It's Quickly with a drive. And Conley grabs the miss.
Oh, you gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And a fast break now for the Raptors. They get the rebound. And it's blocked by Edwards. The 3 from Barnes. The scoring is fast and furious as we end the first. Toronto out front. They're up by 5. And we'll be back with you shortly.
17.
And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
Now DiVincenzo. Pass to McDaniels. Hits the trifecta. He's got 5.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Timberwolves trail. Here's DiVincenzo. Left side read. Pass to Alexander Walker. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there. Ingram into the lane. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Moving so well at 6'8", Ingram can be a lot to handle, especially on the drive.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Here's Conley. And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing.
Wow, Rudy Fancy.
An awesome athlete. It's fun watching Gobert get up and hammer it down with force.
Pass to Pirtle. And Gobert with a block. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gobert. And so here is Toronto. Fires in the triple. Quickly's got 7 points in the game. And, Coach, it seems there's a move to cut out some of the cheap fouls in the game. This notion of, if you wouldn't call it on the playground, why do you call it in a game? You'd like to see where it's going?
Yeah, look, there's some times where I think we'd get a better game if the players do what they did in pickup games, Brian, and just called their own fouls. A lot of these cheap fouls would cease to exist. I think there's just got to be a better recognition from referees on what really impacts a play and what doesn't. Well, you got to be able to finish stronger than that, but credit the defense for doing just enough to throw him off.
Edwards, so good inside. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Pass to Barnes. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram. 7 points in the game. Outside Edwards. And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Gobert. Pirtle with some nice D. Toronto leading by 3. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Pass to Edwards. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Edwards got 6 in the quarter.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Out of bounds, the Timberwolves will take it. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside Edwards. Three-pointer. Rebound Toronto.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. Woo-hoo, just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Pass to Gobert. Outside Edwards. Fires for 3. The offensive rebound. Outside for Randall. Outside Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. And the foul called on Emmanuel quickly. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And Minnesota has possession. It's a 5-point game. To the inside. Pass to Edwards. 6 to shoot. And it's all from 3-point range. Ingram with the ball. Now guarded by McDaniels. It's Pirtle high post. And the layup is good off the glass.
The assist.
And the Raptors lead by 7.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front, and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
Toronto shooting their first free throw this game. Raptors lead by 8. Quickly with the ball. Give him 8. Pass to Barrett. 4-3. And he can't get that one. And here's Edwards outside. And so it's Toronto finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. We'll be right back. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. Timberwolves trail by 8. Outside Conley. Outside Edwards. Let's go with a 3 and score it. That now makes him 7 for 11 in this game.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
Pass to Mobo. They set a pick. Here's Castleton. Wide open. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert.
The defensive breakdown gives him a wide open look, but he can't take advantage.
Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one too, assuming his countryman Victor Wembanyama doesn't start taking the reins. Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup, He just couldn't knock it down.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe now.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
And Toronto has possession. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. Back to Dick. Just 2 to shoot. Sends it home from three-point land. Dick's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to McDaniels. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Now here's Conley. Right side McDaniels. Inside. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Here's Gobert. Gobert hammers it home.
And you know he's tough on the glass. Easy money there for Gobert.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Dick with a miss. The Timberwolves trail. Edwards with it. Picked up by Dick. Edwards with a step. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, everything about Edwards' drive makes it dangerous. His speed, his agility, and his lack of fear.
Pass to Castleton. Here's Battle. McDaniels covering. Here's Castleton. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Battle's shot is good. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
Now here's McDaniels. He has 7. Sinks that one from the post. McDaniels got 9.
And since the break, both teams are increasing their intensity and really getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
Mobo can't hit. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Ryan, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. Now here's Gobert. Back to Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Kept alive. Outside Dick. Over to the left wing. Here's Mobo. Nails it from beyond the arc. So it's Minnesota now. They lead by 1. Now here's Edwards. 23 points in the game. Four seconds left. Not going to go that time.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. He put together 10 points. We've reached the 4th quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And so here is Toronto. Here's Castleton. Nails it from 3. Castleton's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Talk about stepping up. I mean, that is a huge three-pointer.
Well, guys who can make big shots at the end of games have become a necessity in this league.
Over to the wing. Reed in the post. A slam dunk by Reed.
Not the tallest center in the league. He more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
Going inside to the wing, right side. And here's Dick. Pass to Battle. Here's Mobo. Here's Battle. They set the pick. Shot clock at 6. Dick gets the bucket.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to happen.
Kicks it out to Clark. Outside, Alexander Walker. And the 3 off target. The Raptors with the lead. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
First team foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Takes a 3. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Minnesota with the ball. Right side Conley. Gobert. McDaniels from long range. Playing to his straight. Gobert inside.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
Here's Dick. It's kept alive. Pass to Battle. Here's Shed. Fires the 3. That shot missing. And the Timberwolves with possession. Now here's Edwards. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.